Hey guys, how's it going? Midway Piper here. Hope all is going well. It is a beautiful sunny day today. It's about 50 degrees. The sun feels fantastic. And most importantly of all, I'm in a t-shirt. Makes me so happy right now. So I'm out here. I just been running around a little bit today. Took my son to school, ran up to work real quick. Went to Tractor Supply. Got some stuff for the chickens there. And then came home and put it all away. So real quick, just to get this out of the way, I've got this smoking my Hardcastle Argyle. I don't even know if it's gonna, I can't tell. Yeah, there we go. This is the 149S. And in it, I haven't smoked this in a long time. This was a suggestion from Chris Harriott, actually, on a blend to try. And it's a plug, and I normally don't have a lot of time to slice up a plug and let it sit for a little while and all that kind of stuff. But I do have some time today. So what I'm smoking is some GL Peace Geometry. And this is sun-cured Bosma and Izmir leaf and mature red Virginias in a Virginia Oriental archetype, aged into cakes to deepen and enrichen the flavors. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely got that little bit of a Oriental spice to it, which I do enjoy. So yeah, it's been a while. I haven't. I'll show you guys real quick since I brought it out. I can't see the screen well because of the sun, so I hope you guys can see. It's a big old plug. Beautiful though. Look at all those layers. So many layers. Yeah, it's a good one. Like I said, I just normally don't have time for a blog, so here we are. I guess if I were smart, I'd just hack up a whole bunch of that now, but oh well. So, as far as the chickens go, since the weather's nice and a lot of the snow's melting, it's getting kind of muddy out here, so I went and had to get more chicken food anyways. So I went in, I got some more wood chip bedding. So I went in there, the shovel, and shoveled out a lot of the old chips that were in there. And I shoveled that outside into the run, and then I put new bedding on the inside, and the chickens will scratch the old bedding and poo and all that kind of stuff into the ground, and then with the decomposing vegetation I give them and whatnot, make some great topsoil. So when it comes time for the garden, I will use that as compost to start my plants. this year. The guys that own the gym that I work for in the evenings, they just opened a cafe. And they got some big composting bins. And so they were looking to get some compost for to start those bins off. So as the ground thaws out here, I'll scoop some of that up and bring that over for their compost bins. So that'll be cool as well to have that going. They got all compostable cups and all that kind of stuff. So it'll all be, a lot of it can be sort of handled on site, which is kind of cool. So yeah, so the chickens are happy. I got some deodorizer I spread in there as well. Right now I've got a bunch of freeloading chickens. I have 6 hens and a rooster. I've gotten 2 eggs in the last month. So hoping the new housing will, new bedding will inspire them to start laying again, because now is not the time for my chickens to be boycotting. So we will see. I think my oldest chickens are maybe 2 or 3 years, and I know they start to slow down their laying around that time, but 4 of them are 2, so they should still be laying, but you never know. I was pretty dead set after these chickens out not doing chickens again, but I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Maybe one of these days I'll take you guys down and give you a tour of the chicken run. It's pretty big. I built it here myself. It's got a roof on it, like a, what do you call it? It's got like a fencing roof on the top. I've had raccoons. I'd used a bird netting before, and the raccoons just tore right through that and then went in and got chickens. So I used the actual chicken wire fencing on the roof as well for the run. So that's kind of nice for them. Gives them some space. There's too many predators around here to let them really free roam. That would certainly be an easy way to get rid of the chickens, I guess. But got raccoons, hawks, coyotes, fox, black bear, possums. They're all around. So I've got some electric fencing around the coop, or around the run, and sometimes things still find their way in. So yeah, anyways, that's the chicken stuff. Update from yesterday, my son tried the maple sap. Not a fan. Just fine. But when I came home from the gym this morning, I walked in the house and he goes, "Are you gonna put up another sap bin today?" And I was like, "No, I don't have any more. I just have the one." And he goes, "Oh." So while I was at Tractor Supply, I picked up another sap bucket. So either today after school or tomorrow morning we'll put up a second bucket. Came out with me this morning and collected the sap that we got. Wasn't that much. I collected it last night too, before he came home from his after-school program, so there wasn't too much time for more to accumulate. But so that's that. Beautiful weather today, but from what I understand, there's going to be a little change coming in the weather again, which is unfortunate, but make the most of it while you got it, right? Um, in other news, actually, real quick before I get to that, what do you guys think about those softy bits? I'm just curious. I had one on this pipe, and I took it off. They, I don't know if the rubber just dries out quickly or what exactly goes on, but it was looking pretty rough, and it was a bear to take off this pipe. And this pipe isn't, I haven't had it for all that long, so I was a little surprised at that, but I'm starting to find that I'm liking the pipes better without the softy bits. I don't know. What are your thoughts? It's also easier to talk with a pipe in your mouth without the softy bits, so, you know. Got a call early this morning. My father-in-law was having a hard time breathing, and my mother-in-law ended up taking him over to the hospital this morning, and he has fluid around his lungs. He just turned 92. He's in pretty rough shape. Just about a week ago maybe, he moved over to, he's still at home, moved him over to in-home hospice care. He's not doing all that well, and the time is probably coming soon, so he's in the hospital right now. They're going to remove the fluid from around his lungs, and then he's going to go back home probably tomorrow, most likely. And then he just got approved for 24-hour nurse care at home. So that's good. He's had some nurse assistants during the day with him at the house. And he's okay during the day. You know, he doesn't really know where he is or anything like that, but he's, you know, relatively calm during the day. But at nighttime is when he starts to have some hallucinations and things of that sort. So it'll be nice, and my mother-in-law is the only one there. I've gone over a couple times to help out during the night, but it's good that she'll actually have a nurse to help out at night, so that'll be good. Well, my wife's car was getting repaired since Safelite took so damn long with it. She was driving his truck. It's a Toyota Tacoma. And, you know, he maybe had it for 2 years, maybe 2 years before he stopped driving. And he made the decision himself to stop driving. But as his mental faculties, I guess, have started to diminish, I'll look outside and see his truck and want to go for a drive. And so now that my wife has her car back, her mom said that we should keep the truck here until they decide what to do with it. So I took it for a drive today to Tractor Supply and got all that stuff. It was nice to drive a Tacoma again. I used to have one. And when my son was born, I had that Tacoma for maybe a year. And then between a 90-pound dog and a young child. I just decided I'd get a lot more use out of an actual trunk instead of a bed. So I traded my Tacoma in for the 4Runner that I have now. But it was nice to drive a Tacoma again. It's rather underpowered, to be honest. Not that the 4Runner's very well powered, but you know, it's a beast of an SUV. But we'll see. I don't know how long we'll have it here. I don't know what the plan is. I think there's talk of selling it at some point, but who knows? It's he wasn't shall we say, very gentle with it in those 2 years that he had it driving. So it's all dented and dinged, and looks like he dropped something heavy or backed into something with the tailgate down and dented the tailgate. But it drives fine for the most part. My wife was driving it. She said wanted me to take a look at it because she thought it was out of washer fluid. Nothing was spraying on the windshield, and so I went to take a look at it. And around here, we live in a woodsy kind of area, and if you don't drive a vehicle for even a day, to be honest, mice have a way of getting into vehicles and causing problems. So a mouse had got under the hood and chewed a hole in the hose that runs the washer fluid from the reserve tank up to the sprayers. So I have to get on and replace that sometime soon. But other than that, the thing works pretty well. Definitely has a little bit of a mousy odor to the inside. When it was over at their house, I mean, unless someone was visiting from out of town, the car, it didn't drive. Nobody took it anywhere for probably a year. So it, yeah. But it works fine. So who knows what we'll do with it. Sometimes I like the idea of having a truck at the house to go get you know, at the chickens and my garden and whatnot, to go get bulk mulch or bulk compost. My garden area is not super tiny, and the chickens are provided plenty of compost for starting plants and to put right around the plants. But as far as putting a good thick topsoil, top coat of compost on the garden, I don't quite have enough for that. So I like the idea of having a truck around again to go get that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll hold on to it for a couple of more months, and I'll go get a load of compost and a load of mulch and have it here at least, so I can move it in as I get a chance. And all the free time that I have. I'll tell you, I get so gung-ho about a garden. Start of the season, I go out there, I weed it all the time, and then, you know, halfway through the year, right, just waiting for things to grow, I just start to find other things to do, and next thing you know, it's overrun with weeds again. So but yeah, if you like Virginias, or if you like Orientals, this Geometry by GL Peace it's a good one. It certainly is a good one. I have yet to have a blend by GL Peace that's not good. I only have a couple. I've got this one and Cairo, which is another Virginia Oriental mix. I tend to have that one a little more frequently because it's sort of a ready rub, so you can just pack it in your pipe and go. But the flavors definitely do meld quite a bit better, and it's in this cake. And this is from April of 24, so it's got an additional almost year on it. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. Just enjoying the nice weather today. Sitting up here on the deck. I'll probably go in and get a book and bring that out to read for a little while. Probably go through another Bram Stoker short story. I'm still working my way slowly through that book. I'll tell you, there's a story in that one that really messed me up. Let me hit pause real quick. I'll go get the book and I'll tell you a little bit about the story real quick. All right, I'm back. Real quick, since I'm working Friday when I normally do a Friday reads, I'll just real quick toss it in there because I don't think there's really too much new going on as far as what I'm reading. Getting towards the end of Murdering Van Gogh. Getting towards the end there. I think just a couple more chapters left. Great book, really good book. Still slowly making my way through Don Quixote. About 20% of the way through the book. Got very mixed feelings on it so far. There's some pretty funny, ridiculous things that happen in this story. He's quite the character for sure. Right now, I'd go ahead and call it probably a 3-star read out of 5. It's a very long book. There's a lot left to go, and based on what's happened so far in it, I'm just kind of looking at it like, can it really keep going that much longer? But alas, there's a lot more to go. So, Don Quixote. I'm doing this on audio, by the way. This book, I think the biggest struggle for me with this book is I can't just passively listen to it while I'm doing other things at work. So I'm not moving through it as quickly as I would probably kind of like to be moving through it. So, you know, that's probably that might have something to do with the pacing for me. And there's just also so much I can listen to at once of it before I'm just like, all right, cool, I need to change a pace. So that's that. The other book I'm reading, actually sitting and reading. I know, lovely pink cover, but whatever. The Cafe with No Name. It takes place in Germany after World War II. It's about a guy who works in a market. He finishes up his 7 years of work there. He kind of just sort of does cleanup and whatnot. Doesn't work for any of the vendors, more so for like the market itself, groundskeeping kind of stuff. And then he finishes that up, and he keeps walking by this old, it was sort of like a beer garden kind of place. They had closed up shop, and he had, every time he walked by it, he kept thinking about wanting to do something with it. And so he opens up a cafe in that building. And it's just sort of a story about characters that come into his life and move their way through the cafe and whatnot. So it kind of turned into like a slice of life kind of book. There's absolutely nothing riveting about the book, but it's I'm really enjoying it. It's just kind of like a chill, mellow read. Getting, yeah, almost halfway through the book. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. The author writes really well. There's another book he's got like 3 other books out. Robert C. Thaler. He's got another book out called The Tobacconist, and it's about a tobacco shop, and one of the customers that comes through there is Sigmund Freud, and it's fiction, but from what I understand, it's sort of about trying to understand women and not being very successful at it. So it sounds like it'd be an interesting read. So I'll probably pick up that book at some point in the near future. I'm enjoying his writing enough to pick up probably the rest of his books. I think there's another 3 books. Getting to the end of the pipe. Anyways, what brought all that up? Burial of the Rats, short stories by Bram Stoker. And the last one I read, honestly, I thought about putting the book down and not coming back to it. It was, what's it called? Let's see. It's called The Duelists, or The Death Doom of the Doubleborn. And I want to talk about screwed up stories. Wow. That story is essentially about, starts off with a couple, and they've wanted kids, and they finally get pregnant and have twins. And then the story moves away from them once they have the twins, and it starts talking about their neighbors. And there's two boys that are just troubled, and they both end up finding this pair of knives, and they get into lots of trouble. They figure out that it's fun to cut things with knives, and so they start cutting up their parents' furniture and cutting out the backs of paintings and just making a mess. And one day they get in trouble for doing all that, so they decide to try something different with the knives. And they take the knives and they start smashing them against each other. The knives get all dented up and busted up, and their fun of that is done. But then they decide that it's actually more fun to bash things together than to cut things up. So they start finding other things that they can bash together. So they start breaking furniture and bashing furniture against each other, or against other pieces of furniture, and smashing things, and they get in trouble for that too. So then they move on to something that they can maybe not get caught with. So they decide to move on to local wildlife. They catch local animals and smash the animals against each other and kill them, and slippery slope there. And then one day they're outside trying to decide what they're gonna bash together, what could bring them more joy than that. And jumping back to the original family it starts with, they see these 2 young kids outside, little toddlers outside, and they get away from the nanny, and these 2 kids see the toddlers, and you can see where this is going. They go and grab the kids and start smacking them against each other and kill them. And the father comes out, and he sees that these kids have done this to his precious twins, and runs back inside the house, grabs his gun, comes out, goes to shoot the kids for killing his babies, and ends up missing and blowing the head off the kids instead. They're already dead, but, you know, blowing their heads off with the gun. And not hitting the kids that did it. And the police end up showing up, and they see that the kids have their heads blown off, and the father gets arrested. And the kids end up being seen as the heroes of the whole situation and become knighted, and, you know, they live happily ever after. Yeah, that's a screwed up story. After reading that one, I was pretty sure I was just going to put the book down and call it quits on it. But I decided to give one more story a shot, so I'm halfway through that one. This next one seems okay so far, so we will see. But, you know, what, halfway through that book too? So, I don't know. It's, we will see. I knew he had some screwed up stories, but, wow, that one really got to me, so. Anyways, this video's gone on long enough. We've covered just about everything: cars, chickens, family, and books, so, yeah, that's that. Very unnecessary. Anyways, alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.